time to put on the wellies. So here's the video. You know how there's things that people talk about, like, oh, you know, when I was a child, I never had this, or childhood memories. I've never owned a pair of wellies or rain boots. So I made it my business this year because I've never been able to afford them, and I always felt like they were like, not to say unnecessary, like I really wanted them, but I couldn't afford them basically. And like there was always other things that were more important and da da da. Oh, we got groups and stuff. These are from Target. Look at the details. It reminded me of Hunters. And they were $23 or something like that. I think they were originally $40. I got them for $23. I am so excited to put these on. It's wet outside, and I checked the weather, and I ran back to check the weather, and I ran to check the weather, and it said it's gonna rain during the time that I'm leaving work. It's time to put on the wellies. When life gets good, things get gooder for the mother. I'm put my wellies on, child. I changed to my jeans. I've been wearing these jeans for 3 days. They clean, honey. Some kids don't give a fuck as long as you look cute. So, the signature Target Shrine. Oh, yay! Okay. Oh, there's underwear back there, child. Okay. Anyway, so the kids are taking a mental health day. The big one, I don't know what happened. I forgot what he told me what was the issue, but the little one, he scraped his knee yesterday. He woke up with his knee kind of swollen. You know, little kid, regular kid stuff. But they know how their mama is. Listen, they're doing good in school. They're especially the baby. Now the big boy, his reading level is not tested, but you know, reading level is high. There's nothing for us to be, not to say concerned about if they miss a day, but you know, they're not going in today. That allows me to go into the work earlier. Call me what you want. Don't call me a side bitch, baby. And don't call me on my sidekick. If you know, you know. That comes from Lil Wayne. But anyway. So, yeah. That's me and the kids, honey. They doing what they want. My husband is dealing with... Yes, my husband. UN General Assembly is this week. It's the last Thursday, Friday. Today's Thursday. It's the last 2 days of the UN General Assembly. So this is supposed to be his days off, but so it go. When you work for NYPD, Mayor Adams has been indicted. Amen. He has been terrible. Everybody been getting an indictment except for him. And last night, honey, they jumped in a I heard that they said he got word of the indictment when he was at a party for the Democrats while he was acting like a Republican, child. But yeah. So, acclimating to high school. How has high school been? High school has been interesting. I really, really miss elementary. I'm not going to lie. I miss elementary because I miss... Sorry. Oh, my God. Teachers... Life is life. Hold on. In elementary, teachers move a lot in isolation. Let me take this underwear out of here. If you don't wash your own underwear every night, come on now. And then throw it in the laundry when it's time to do laundry. Okay. Teachers move in isolation in elementary because they're teaching all the subjects. You know, you collaborate, you know, as needed. Maybe your grade level team. I was at a school that they played that grade level team meet and shit, and it ain't happen. But that's one of the reasons why I left the school, because they weren't as organized as I would have liked. We got a new principal, and yeah, she wouldn't even get a Yelp review from me. I mean, maybe I do a Yelp review and just be honest about it, but no review means, oh, let's give them a chance. A review means, anyway, so yeah, so teachers move in isolation. They have their own room. They go in and out. Like when I had my own room, child, I had my shoes, I had my jackets, I had my rugs, I had all that stuff. Like teaching elementary school was cushy in that regard, you know? If you're not a content specialist in middle school or high school, or you're not self-contained, you don't have your own anything. Literally, we walking around with tote bags full of work and modifications, and Jesus is in the bag, plus is a Barney bag full of Jesus and his workings, because, special ed is special to me. I miss having my own room. I miss being in my own space. I miss putting something down and coming back to find it. I miss, where's Miss H. Duncan? She's in her room. Like, I miss that. There's no running around. There's no searching around for me. There's none of that. I'm just in my room doing my thing. I do miss that. I miss the kids. I miss the littles. I miss them being innocent. I miss them not knowing what they need and being able to help them in a meaningful way. The older kids, yeah, you help them in a meaningful way, but they also feel like it's like, oh, I'm 15. I'm 15. You ain't got to tell me that. Like, listen, little boy. Listen, little girl. I'm here to help you. And then being in an ICT or co-teaching environment is like, they want you to present as me, and like, all right, my co-teacher is a math teacher. He's been a math teacher for 30 years, 25 years, let's say. I'm 38 years old. This man been teaching since I was in elementary school. How can I look like his equal? I'm not saying that I can't be just as good, but experience-wise, we got to respect that. So they want you to be in an ICT environment and be like, oh, you and Mr. Whoever are on the same level, and the kids ain't supposed to know, which in theory, you want that, because you don't want kids to feel like, because special ed has been such a idea or service where they feel like special ed is a room. So you don't want them to feel like, oh, Miss H. Duncan is here because this is that room. So you want them to, they want us to feel like equals, which for me and my co-teachers really do that. But I can see where the relationship could be sour with other people. Like for me, I'm not a bitch that comes in no room and be like, oh, I'm the boss or whatever. Like, I'm always learning. And I think that taking that position helps when you're dealing with someone who has 25 years on the job in this content area, who has 30 years on the job in this content, 15 years. You have to respect that, They also respect me in that I'm very vocal for students with disabilities and students who have language differences. I'm talking about foreign language differences, right? Not speech and language. Although that can be comorbid. But anyway, or overlap, excuse me. So high school has been fun. Like, high school is like chill. It's a lot more rigid in regard to like preparation, like, because the content specialists are like, they studied math, they studied physics, they studied history. So they went to school specifically for that. So they come in there and they ain't playing no games. We have a grade level meeting every week. That's great because you kind of come on the same page. I don't really care for it because it's not, sometimes the purpose of something is not what it turns out to be. Like, you coming in there and chilling, talking about coffee, bitch. Let's talk about 10th grade stuff. The SPED meetings have been somewhat fruitful. But the kids, I really do. One of the reasons why I went to elementary school was that I felt like if we could preempt a lot of the things that students with disabilities deal with or need to learn about themselves and about learning, then they will be more successful in high school. Now I'm seeing the other end, which is high school, where these kids, I don't want to say are lost in the sauce, but some, like, all right, for example, some of them are lost and some of them are like literally a success story. I'm looking at their IPs. I'm like, this little boy don't need this, But I'm not a believer in discharging an IEP. If I'm entitled to it, I'm going to keep it. If I'm entitled to it and it doesn't damage me in any way, I'm going to keep it. Just like as soon as I get up out of teaching, I'm getting some Medicaid. Because if I'm entitled to it, I want it. I'm going to keep it. Yeah, so you see the different ends of the spectrum. I have one student that still needs OT services, which I was telling somebody yesterday, like, OT typically doesn't go into this age group because a lot of the things have been mitigated or the student has to go for ready. But this student has assistive technology. He has speech to text and text to speech and blah, blah, like he has it all. So for me, when I see that at this stage in his life, I know that his needs are significant enough for them to have continued to this stage in his life. So it's like seeing elementary and seeing all the way to high school, I feel like I'm a person like I like to be, I don't want to say the best at what I do, but try to be the best at me. And I feel like seeing elementary and seeing high school just made me more enthusiastic about helping children and students, learners, in a way that's me times 10 from elementary school. I called a parent, same parent for the student with OT, and she was so excited to hear from me. She was like, I was wondering why no teacher reached out to me. Not to say the teachers are not going to, because today, I think today's Thursday? Today's parent-teacher conference. We're going to be reaching out today anyway. But the point of the matter is, like, she felt like what I was saying to her about me being from elementary and this is what I see with her child is something that was promising to her and something that she hasn't engaged with. I don't know how long. I don't remember. I know she said she was happy to speak to me and she felt like my energy was a good energy for her son. And I be on his ass. So, hello. I'm on any kid's ass. On your ass, okay? On your neck. Anyway, bye.